Hey guys, this is Christopher John Hill, and today we have another guide for you for Guild Wars 2. And today's guide is going to be all about following the traditional routes in the core of Tyria. Basically 4 farming routes in total. So what we have before you is John Wick. My wife and I are fans of him, of Keanu Reeves, and of the John Wick franchise. So I decided to make a total makeover of him. And I hope you guys like the final product, because it took quite a few different creations until I finally came up with this one, which looks pretty similar, I would say, in the end. So without further ado, let's get underway. And first we have our #1 farming route location, which is at the Ice Flow Waypoint, located on, of course, the Frost Gorge Sound map, which is the top of core Tyria. So without further ado, let's get underway. Essentially what we're going to be doing is going north all the way around there, and then going to be heading down and all the way back again. So I'll show you guys exactly what we can get from farming this particular farming route location. So this one's been around in the game ever since the game release. It hasn't really changed at all. The map has pretty much stayed the same, so have the enemies and the loot that drops from it. And you can get some very good loot indeed. I'm also going to max out my magic find, just so you guys can see what I can get from doing this. Okay, there's the last one. So we're going to get our boon from it by sitting in front of the communal bonfire, and then we're going to check and see what our magic find is at. So there you go, guys, 565%. Not too bad, if I do say so myself. Okay, so we're going to head on this farming route, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what you can get by doing this. So around this area you have many different creatures, such as the drakes, such as the alpine stalkers, and of course the colossals. So we're going to head around the top section here. You can pick the guy out in the water if you want to, or you can just move past it, it doesn't really matter. And here they are, the ice brood colossuses, and they go down extremely fast. I'm using a thief with dual pistols and of course dual daggers, but the pistols are the best way to go about going through them as quickly as possible. As you guys can see, they basically just melt away, no problems at all. And I do have a superior sigil of perception on, which will give you up to 90% chance to score a critical strike. At the moment it's lower than that because I haven't built up the buffs, but that is optional if you want to maximize your DPS as much as possible. But otherwise, you can just go through and take them out, no problems. And I will be showing you the traits, the skills, and the statistics, armor, weapons, basically everything for this particular build for John Wick. And you guys can copy it and use it yourselves if you want to. And you guys can make a lot of gold by doing this route. Essentially, you're going to be getting all the, I believe it's tier 6 materials by doing this farming route. So you're essentially going to be getting everything except for the venom, powerful venom sacks, which is fine by me, because if you are saving up for a legendary or something else that requires these materials, this is the perfect place to be farming these enemies. So they go down very fast, very quickly, no problems at all. Unlike other places where I showed you on previous videos where I was farming the Minotaurs, here you will find a mixture of everything dropping, which is great because we can always use more of the materials for crafting, regardless if that's ascended gear or legendary items. As you guys can see, there is a definite mixture of everything around me. There's dredge, there's the white moas, there's the polar bears. Basically just a hodgepodge of everything mixed together in the one farming route location. I'm essentially just going through and showing you every little spot where you can pick off enemies so you don't miss anything. This is, of course, if you want to maximize your loot coming in, which is always good for you guys. And when I was going through all the Central Quartz area maps, I was thinking to myself, you know what, there's been some areas which I haven't farmed for a very long time. And that's because I moved on to the expansion areas, but these areas are indeed extremely good to farm still. You're still going to get a lot of drops and a lot of materials from these enemies. Even the dredge mining suit will offer you a couple of extra dread, which it will summon if you give it enough time to do so. And then you can just wipe out the 2 additional ones that spawn right next to them. And there you go, they're gone. And as I said, it's good not to miss anything. You can take these out if you want to, you don't have to, with dredge cannons. It's fine, just move past them. And I would highly recommend a Daredevil for this particular kind of farming, because it is essentially the quickest way you can farm these enemies indeed. And you can go for the ones under the water here if you want to. It doesn't take very long to pick them off. They have Barracuda, they have Alpine Stalkers, and they will go down in next to no time whatsoever. There you go. They go down very fast. Or you can just get them to follow you up to the surface by hopping on your mount, getting them aggroed, and then just heading back to the top, and they will generally follow you right back out of the water. So you just wait for them up here, and they will come up after you, and you just pick them off. No problems. There you go. Done. Gives you guys some extra loot. Nice little tip there. Okay, so once you go through all that, you go straight across to the other side, and then basically do it all again. You can wipe these ones out, take them down, and then you'll get a lot of loot coming in. Very fast indeed. You're going to make probably around, I'd say probably 15 gold doing this route per hour. Minimum of 10, usually around 15, I'd say. Yeah, you can definitely get a lot of resources very quickly. There you go. So that was the end of farming Route 1, so I'm going to move on to number 2 now. So as I said, guys, you start at this waypoint, go all the way around, go all the way down, sort of like in a figure of 8, and then do it all again. And now we're on to the next one, which of course is at the Slough of Deathspawn waypoint. Okay guys, here we are at the next one. So what I'm going to show you now is another farming route. And this one is going to involve the iceworms themselves. This is route number 2. And it is on the same exact map. As you can see, they go down very fast with a Daredevil using dual pistols. They don't even really get a chance to fire off their ability. If you take them out and focus on them, they just go down. No problems at all. And this is if you guys want to farm the remaining resource, which of course is the powerful venom sacs. And this will give you the final resource you need for the T6 materials. This is of course if you want to save them up and get a hold of the Ascended or Legendary gear. There you go. So far, they haven't gotten a single shot off at me for the moment. And as you can see, my might buffs, Fury, Haste, and Quickness are all activating down the bottom. And this, of course, is coming from all of my trait lines. The extra damage that I'm doing is coming from superior sigils of fire and superior sigils of air. The iceworms on the right-hand side of the map are going to have a little bit more hit points than the ones on the left, but they all go down just as fast, no problems. And then you have the ones here, which have the most hit points of all. The reason I'm saying that is because I've done a thorough test of it, and I've noticed that they always take a couple extra hits than they otherwise would. And as you can see there's another player down on the ground there. Benko Joe, sorry guy. I'm not doing a video at the moment, so I'm not going to be rezzing you at the moment. We're kind of in the middle of something here. So, And I'm just showing you guys the route, so you get an idea of where you have to go in order to maximize the amount of resources you can get from these guys. I believe they do also drop the vicious fangs as well as the powerful venom sacs. And there is another resource you can get, which is pretty close by, which I'm about to show you. And that is, of course, from the wolves themselves. These guys are always worth making a detour to give maximum amount of time for the resources to respawn of the ice worms that we just went through. So you have the wolves there, you just aggro them as much as you can, get them all to come after you, and then of course we're going to be activating our dagger storm. As you guys can see, it was worth making a little detour here, because we're making quite a few extra little resources. They will also drop the cut of quality red meat as well, but you have to have ascended cooking in order to have that drop from them. So anyone that doesn't have ascended cooking, there are multiple reasons as to why you should get that as soon as possible, because it will make a lot more farming routes viable. And this is indeed one of them. So after you take these guys out right here, all you're going to be doing is be heading on the right hand side now. So just basically the opposite side of where we came from. So you're going to take them all out again. You're just going to basically shoot them on the side as you walk past. As you guys can see, they go down extremely quickly. You don't have to worry about getting knocked down whatsoever. I've tried doing this with all the other classes in the game, and this is the only one I've found that can not only dodge the attacks, if they manage to get one off, but they can take them out straight away. And as I said, if you guys go through and get the buffs either for Bloodlust or Perception, you're going to have these things go down even quicker than they already are. I have Ascended Pistols on, but even the exotic ones will do just as well, to be honest. And with the buffs on, you're not going to have any issues. And there we have it. I'm taking down the last one right here. There you go. He's dead. So, as I said, you can start at the waypoint, work your all the way across here, go down to here, and then up here, and then all the way to the right, take out the wolves, and then go all the way back again. And then rinse and repeat. So that will give you guys a lot of loot indeed over time. It all adds up, so it's all good stuff. And I will show you one quick little thing, which is just over here. You can take these guys out if you want to, the Daleks, for a little bit of extra loot if you want. They don't take very long on this character at all. So as you guys can see, it takes almost less than a second for them to go down. There you go, gone. If you go up onto this ledge here, right across you're going to have a jump puzzle. And if you use the ability to fly forwards, you can then literally fall into the jump puzzle and grab the grand chest without having to go through all of that down there. So just a little tip there for you guys in case you want a little bit extra loot. There you go, we got that. And to celebrate, we're gonna dive off the edge. Here we go. So let's do a quick spin. There we go. Not too bad. We made it. Alrighty, so on to the next farming location. Okay guys, here we are on a very familiar map. However, we're down the bottom of the map this time. It is of course the Blaze Ridge Steps map. And we are at the waypoint located down the very bottom left hand corner of the map called the Tumox Waypoint. And essentially what we're going to be doing on this map is heading straight to the water and going all the way across the map, all the way to the right, bottom right there, and then working our way all the way back again. And I'm going to show you exactly why that is. Just one second. So essentially the reason we're here is to farm the salamander drakes. And the reason for that is they are going to be dropping red quality meats, which is going to add up over time, including a lot of other valuable resources. You're going to need ascended cooking in order to have these drops. But once you have it, I would highly recommend you come here. At the moment we just got the normal slab of red meat, but as soon as I have one of the other ones I will show you guys. And as you can see, there are many many drakes on this map indeed. So there it is, the cuts of quality red meat. I've already gotten 2 of them. And this is from farming just a few of them so far. This will add up over time, and I've already done a test run. You're going to earn about, once again, around 10 gold per hour farming these salamanders. You can also log in an necromancer with minions and just leave them there and let them essentially farm them if you want to, or you can go through with a pistol, or even a renegade works pretty well here with a short bow, and wipe them out one after another. Just go past the fishing barrels and you will find lots of salamanders. There you go, there's a necromancer right here, farming the location just as I thought. Yeah, it's a pretty popular location, and if you have competition, just either help them out or go to another map. As you can see, they will spawn in one after another, very fast indeed, and you just wipe them out as you go. Just take them all down, and basically rinse and repeat. Go back and forth across the map. You can also continue this way if you want to, because there is another enemy you can take out, which is also going to drop a lot of nice goodies, which of course is the scale blighters. They're going to be spread out just far enough apart for you guys so that you can wipe them out one after another. As you can see, this is also a very viable route to go through as well. And they will give you pretty much the same resources as the drakes, if not slightly better at times. So there you go. Taking them out. No problems. And there's many scales, which just basically are endless. This is optional for you guys. I usually stick to the farming of the drakes, but if you want to come down here and wipe these guys out, you can, and I would definitely not stop you. Alrighty, so guys, I'm going to be showing you the final farming spot, and then the total makeover, and finally the build for the John Wick version I've created. I hope you like the build and how it's doing in combat, because it was a labor of love. Okay, so now onto the final location. Okay guys, here we are on the final location, farming route, which is of course on the Melker's Leap map. And we are at the waypoint, which is of course called Ren Waypoint. This is essentially in the middle of the map. And so what we're going to be doing is heading directly north along this Cathedral of Eternal Radiance, but we're not going to go into the cathedral itself. We're going to stick down the bottom here, and we're going to work our way all the way up and go up here and then back down there to the shoreline right there. So, and then you rinse and repeat. You come back, you come all the way down again, work your way all the way back, work your way up here, and then come back up again, and then go all the way down again. So this is a very viable farming route as well. You're going to be getting a lot of different resources by doing this, and it is something that's been around since game release, and they really haven't altered the location very much. You're going to find a lot of cypress trees here as well. If you want to farm those, you can get plenty of wood, which is essentially the same as farming the location down the bottom right hand corner of the map. And of course you're also going to get some mithril and sometimes even better resources. It just depends on the map you're on and whether or not those resources spawn in for you guys. So as you can see, they have veterans here. They will teleport to you, but if you're quick enough you can just quickly dodge them and then just take them out. No problems. And as I said, you're going to get a lot of miscellaneous resources from farming these particular locations. And this all helps if you guys are saving up to get a legendary or ascended gear. As you can see, we have quite a few risen indeed. They all group up together and they will take you out if you are not careful. So I generally prefer to take them out with a pistol rather than going in with daggers, because if you do, they're going to spawn those circles, which are going to take you out fairly quickly. So it's best just to shoot them and then to move on again. And of course, John Wick, traditional style with pistols. There you go. And they go down very easily indeed. So, just have to keep your eye on them, make sure they don't group up on you too much. Pick them off one at a time, and down they go. I of course have a dagger storm there, which I could have used already, but I'm saving that for a special spot, which might have 2 veterans at the same time. So let's head up here now. This is where the veterans are going to be. And sometimes you'll run into 2 of them simultaneously, other times not. If you don't, then you can just use it up, no problems. There we go, he went down. And there they are, 2 groups of veterans. Let's see how we do if we take them both on at the same time. So we're going to use our Dagger Storm. There we go, a lot of them went down. And then we're just going to focus solely on one of them, and then the other one. So there goes one of them. And there goes the other one. Pretty easy. As you guys can see, I'm getting a lot of good resources dropping as well. They will drop quite a few of the random drops, including powerful blood. So as you guys can see, that all adds up extremely fast. And if you stick to the farming route, it's going to add up. And there we go, we have some embers down here. Not too hard to take out with pistols at all. Have some sparks. There are a couple on the edge here which you can just shoot with your pistols, and they will die regardless. And then just take these ones out. You also have a earth elemental down there. And it doesn't even matter if you're not even on the same level of them, because you're doing so much DPS, you're just going to take him out regardless. He's not really going to give you much issues. And then of course you have a couple more down the bottom here. You just shoot them, take them down. There they go. And then you can switch to your daggers if you don't want to have the reflection, basically your bullets being reflected at you. So there you go. That one's done. So then after that, we go straight ahead. Use that tower as a reference on the right. And then straight all the way down to the shoreline, down here. And now you can take all these ones out. Even the ones in the water here. There's also a rich mithril vein down there, as you can see. You can also mine if you want to. It's always handy to have. And then you just basically aim at each of these guys, take them out, and then move your way back up again. There we go, got him. There is one veteran up here, which can sometimes be annoying if you guys are not prepared for him. And he will sometimes be on the right, and sometimes on the left. Other times, not at all. And if they're not, then you can just mow through these guys. And you'll usually have a group of about 2 or 3 of them that are moving their way through the canyon. Take them down. Move up here, take them out. And then head all the way back in again. So I'm just going to show you the beginning of it, and then we will wrap up this video. There he is. There's one of the nobles. Yep. He was waiting for me. But if you interrupt him, he's not going to be able to shadow step towards you, and you can take him out pretty fast indeed. As I said, guys, you got to be on the ball, because if you're not, they will take you down. There you go. But generally speaking, these guys are pretty easy to pick off. And you can do the route over and over again. I would also recommend a warrior for this particular farming route, because it's a lot of close combat, which is very useful for warriors indeed. Okay, so as I said, you start down the bottom here, work your way up, go all the way to the elementals, go all the way back to the foreshore, and then come back and work your way all the way back down again, and rinse and repeat. Alrighty, so let's go to the total makeover, and then I will show you the build, and then that'll be it. Alright guys, here we are back in Divinity's Reach, and just before we do the total makeover, I just really wanted to show you the gear for the John Wick, the fan-made John Wick. So essentially what we have is power, precision, and ferocity on the armor, which is basically all Berserker, and superior rune of the fireworks, ×6. On the weapons, we have the 2 Ascended Pistols. They're both Berserker, and they have Superior Sigil of Fire and Superior Sigil of Air. And on the daggers, we have Superior Sigil of Fire, and of course, Superior Sigil of Perception. This is if you want to build up your precision in order to get up to 90% critical chance each time you fire off your weapons. We have the Ruby Orichalcum Earrings, Ruby Orichalcum Rings, we have the Berserker Ascended Amulet, and we have, of course, the Lucky Great Dog Lantern, which is essentially power, precision, and ferocity, with the exquisite Opal Jewel. Gives a little bit of extra precision. And we have a total of 2,647 power. We have ferocity of 1111, 58% chance to critical, and up to 90% chance if you have all of your perception stacks built up. And of course, critical damage is 224%. And our magic find is at 565%, which will basically guarantee you a magic drop every time. And as you guys can see, the reason I went for the Lucky Dog Lantern was because of the whole theme of John Wick. As for the traits themselves, we have first of all Trickery, with of course Lesser Haste, which is going to give you all those buffs. We have the Trickster, which is going to remove conditions and reduce the recharge on tricks, and then the Sleight of Hand to daze your target in case you want to stop them from attacking you. Secondly, we have Critical Strikes, with of course the Signets of Power to increase your regeneration of initiative. I primarily went for this for the initiative alone. Next we have the Practice Tolerance, which gives you more ferocity based on your precision. And finally, we have No Quarter, which essentially gives you benefits if you have Fury on. And finally, we have Daredevil. We have the gain health when you successfully evade an attack, and remove a condition when you evade an attack. Useful if you have any conditions on you. We have a Havoc Specialist to increase your damage output if, of course, you have missing endurance. And finally, we have the Dash in order to get out of the way of attacks or sticky situations. And finally, down the bottom here, we have the Signet of Malice, the Infiltrator Signet, which gives you extra initiative, very important indeed. Assassin Signet, extra power, and increased precision with the Signet of Agility. And then, of course, the Dagger Storm, to keep with the whole theme of John Wick. So here we go with the total makeover. We're going to be going for a height of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total of 8 on the height. On the build, we're going to be bottom right hand corner. As for the skin color, it's going to be light 4. As for the head, I tried out all these guys, and the closest one I could find was one of the default faces. So basically you go 2 to the left, and there he is right there in the middle. And then for the hair, we have the hair color, which is going to be gray, which is going to keep with the theme of John Wick, because of course he is a veteran. Retired, of course, but yep, there he is. Then we go all the way to the right, and the hairstyle is going to be right here, which is going to be right above the very long one. He actually looks a little bit silly with the longer hairstyle, but with the shorter one, it looks quite good indeed. As for the beard, it will be all the way to the left, and then the top right one. As for the face details, it's going to be to the right, to the middle, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the middle, and to the right. As for the eye color, it's going to be the pale brown. For the nose, it'll be the middle, left, right, left, right. For the mouth, it's going to be left, right, and left. And finally, for the chin and jaw, it's going to be all the way to the right, middle, middle, and all the way to the left. So, guys, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Alright guys, I'm dropping this video up now. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a total of 4 farming routes. They were traditional ones, and they're going to each make you approximately between 10 and 15 gold per hour. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment. And also keep in mind, I am a writer on Amazon. I have started a new series of books called Unlimited, Code 01. So please feel free to check that out in the description below. Otherwise, I wish you guys a good day, And I hope everyone stays safe, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Until then, I'll see you later. Bye.